Hello guys, welcome to the Search Talk with Chisel. This is a continuation of the previous video, how to get a good PPA and making the best use of your 1 year compulsory service to your country, Nigeria. So if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking with me, and if you're new here, welcome, and I hope you love it here. But I would say that if you were not able to get your deployment, like you were not able to be redeployed to your state of choice, and you still want to forge ahead, I think it takes 3 months. Within 3 months, you can still keep trying. And this is also a disclaimer: I do not work with NYSC. I do not have any affiliations with NYSC. This is solely based on my experience. Yeah, so that if you are not going to redeploy, or if you've redeployed, any of that, you're sure settled at this point. Now this is the best time to make good use of the service here. Yeah, cool. So I mentioned in the first video that if you're going to go into the career aspect, that means by now you're already working in a company, organization. Now I'm assuming that you settled, you're in the state, you've accepted your fate that, oh, I'm in Jigawa, I just want to stay in Jigawa. Thumbs up. It doesn't matter anyway, you could just make the best use of it, I promise you. So now this is the time where we have to put in the work. Don't let it sound like that, but then so for this is for the people in the social impact sector. Now this is where the work comes in. But by now I hope you have been talking to people, you've been reaching out, you've been studying. Do you know that I even had to search? I googled on people, influential people in my state, AJKT, people in the development sector, and all of that. I had to go through all of these states because you can't be caught on fresh. But then I had to go through all these things to be able to know, okay, what am I dealing with? What are the foundations? What's happening? What are the things affecting the state? And how can I possibly impact them in the educational sector? These are the things, because you don't want to repeat things that has been on wherever you are, no matter what. Do you understand? So these are things you should do your homework. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say, like, do your homework. So wherever you have been posted, you set it for that, then do your homework of the environment that you are in. It doesn't matter if you're in a metropolitan city, you're an urban, you're rural. There will always be a point of impact. There will always be a place to impact. It doesn't matter. You just have to do your homework, and this homework includes networking, talking to people. You can't know all the time. You can check online, you can talk to people, you can search, but just be very intentional about your homework. Yeah, so this is the first step. Then the next thing is your CDS group. Yeah, so although I realize that there's this form of just a few people understand what leadership is about, but aside from the leadership itself, people don't get to see the exposure that comes to leadership. So if you're in the social impact sector, this is not the time to shy away from responsibilities. This is not the time to shy away from leadership. This is the time to take the bull by the horns and be like, yes, I want to take up responsibilities. You would be surprised at how much just a single title can get you, where that title can get you. So the first thing I did was, I was in a particular CDS. I had to move to the Sustainable Development Goal CDS because I was in editorial, but I knew that, okay, I love writing, but no, this is not my path, this is not my career. That's why I said figure out your path. I know my path. I know I'm an SDG advocate, basically SDG 4 and 8, quality education. So I just knew that, okay, I needed to be in a place that would help my my career path. Do you understand? And that was the CDS group, that was SDG CDS group. So by the grace of God, I was able to move, and within a week I heard, oh, they're trying to organize an election and all of that, and I came out for it because I believed in myself. I knew that, okay, I might not have had an experience in this sector, but I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to lead, I'm willing to sacrifice, and I'm just ready to take up the responsibility. So why not? I went out, did my campaign, and by God's grace, to the glory of God, I emerged as the president. So you should not, if you don't have to be the president, you could be the editor-in-chief, you could be the general secretary, all of this. And this singular portfolio gave me the opportunity to go into places that naturally I wouldn't have been able to go into, like setting up meeting with the SA to the governor, like a lot of things I had to do just because I was the president of the SDG, going to see the first lady and all of that stuff. Yeah, so leadership is not just taking up stuff, but being like knowing that this is a responsibility. So yeah, that's one step. You just take up responsibilities. This will help you in the aspect that you want to further in future. That's how to get experience. That's how to get in-hand experience. Do you get it? So the next one is I've always talked about networking. By now I just believe that everybody around you already knows what you want to do. You should have started reaching out. Then the next thing is the second thing I'll say now is that you would map out all the things that you want to do. There's this thing that says that the faintest ink is better than the smartest brain, or something like that. It's really true. Map out what you want to do. Map out the aspects you're trying to impact. Map out these things from the very first beginning. It's going to help you a lot. I promise you, you'll be so surprised how this is going to help you. So map these places out, then check out for the people, people doing something like that in wherever you are. Then start seeking out for collaborations. Do you understand? Collaborations, people that will help you support. God bless Rachel. She's a very loving and kind person. I just speaking to a lot of people. Someone referred me to one person. I got a lot of referrals, and like it was magical because 80%. I know I got the award of the state. Yes, I was the state honors awardee. You get, but I feel like 80% came from people, like 80% support. It wasn't just me. God was the overall, but humans, networks, like, oh, okay, I'm referring to this person referring me to that person. No, it was really awesome. So this is what I'm just map out what you want to do. So I knew I was going to the educational sector. Hi, Reform Education Africa, that's my foundation. I have awesome team. I was able to build a team in the state, people who would come out, people interested in education of pushing for the quality education in the country too. So I was able to do all of that stuff. Yeah, so and the next thing is, I'll say, spring into action. You've mapped out what you want to do. Now action, start from action, because before you know it, you'll be in the 6th month of your service here, and then it'll be so difficult to, when you start talking about funding and all of that. So once you've been able to take up the steps so you started the steps I just mentioned earlier. Next thing is to spring into action. You have your people, you've tried to network, you've done your homework, and now that you've done all of these things, oh yeah, action. Start writing out, start sending out, start talking to start reaching out to NGOs, start seeking for donations, start seeking for fundings. I think I did a lot, up to 5 projects here, but only a specific project was out for public fundraising and all of that here. Others were able to like sort it out from people around me. God bless every one of them. Yeah, so yes, so just bring it to action. You don't have time to waste. So this is solely for those in the social impact sector, like non-governmental organization and all of that. Then you don't always have to own a foundation. I promise you, you could work with people. I've always been an advocate for the synchronized life, what a lot of people know as harmonized life. I do not believe that your work life has to suffer for your social life. I do not believe that your social life has to suffer for your spiritual life. I don't believe that your spiritual life has to suffer for whatever. while I was in service, I had an awesome a job, 7 to 3 4. I was a president. I was also a president in my fellowship for a while. Then I was also very active in my church. Then aside from that, I was also in a very awesome relationship. So I feel like no one has to suffer for each other. You just have to strike a balance, all of these things. And I was also learning. I was taking courses. I know I took up to 4 courses while in school. I was trying to transition into the tech sector. So you don't have to let any suffer. It just depends on you, your timing, know your limits, know how to put 2 things together. Then I was reading, so I read books too, like a whole lot, especially in the aspect of purpose, discovery, and all of that. I was trying to like make sure I was well informed. So yes, I think this would really help you. Then someone asked me a question, told me to talk about gathering people to yourself, and I think I've mentioned it earlier. Let people see how passionate about it, and then the people who are for you will gravitate towards you. That's it. It's just as simple as that. Let them see the passion, let them see the real passion, let them see the genuine passion inside of you. People who are for you would gravitate towards you. So I think I've come to the end of this video at NYSC. Maybe if I have more questions, if I get more questions like I got last time, I'll be able to put out a few video later. But in the next video, I'll talk about after NYSC life, marriage, and all of those things. So let's watch out. I'm sure you're watching out. I'm sure you're going to watch. But please do not forget to subscribe, like, comment. In the next video,